You too, what up? And right now we got the Nets may have trapped themselves with Kyrie Irving, shot the switch out. And this kind of a topic that I really want to talk about, you know what I'm saying? Kyrie Irving my favorite player, bro. Straight up. I'm letting that shit be known right now. Some of the shit he do get on my nerves, you know what I'm saying? Like I wish that he would, some shit I just wish that he would just do. Like saying basketball's not a top priority, you know what I'm saying? He's really meaning something else. Like of course basketball is important, or he'll be sorry as fuck. If he ain't give a fuck about basketball, bro, he'll be sorry. He wouldn't be in the NBA, bro, for this long. And being an all-star, a superstar for this, you know what I'm saying? It just make it make sense. Can't make this shit up. And you know, I feel like he could, I don't know, just some shit I wish he would do, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, this vaccine shit, like he made a decision. He ain't want to get vaccinated. People are ignoring the fact that before the last season even started, they were telling Kyrie like, you ain't got nothing to worry about, bro. You know what I'm saying? You ain't trying to get vaccinated. That's okay. That's cool. And all of a sudden, they trying to switch it up. Now they like, you gonna get vaccinated? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, bro, I ain't trying to get vaccinated. That's that nigga choice. So people try to hold that shit against him and shit. But anyways, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, Kyrie be doing some toxic shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, but some like this vaccination and shit, like, bro, this shit, come on, man. Like, y'all use y'all motherfucking head, bro. Y'all motherfuckers be wanting NBA players just to, y'all want to control NBA players when y'all can't. So what y'all do is y'all just troll on the internet all fucking day. And that shit really lame as fuck. If you a little kid, they really, you know, you just being a little kid. But for you grown niggas and shit, that be doing all that weird shit, bro, like, I need to cut that shit out. But for the kids, you know, the kids gonna be kids, you know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and get to the video, though, man. Y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comments below. I promise you, I'm want all the smoke. Y'all let me know something.
A lot of family and personal stuff going on, so just want to leave it at that.
Hey Kyrie, I'm wondering if...
And then people like, so what is he saying? Because he's not really direct with what is going on, you know what I'm saying? Nor should he, you know what I'm saying? But people are so entitled. What the fuck is going on with Kyrie? And he don't let everybody know, so everybody just be like, yeah, he just toxic, bro. He always need time off and all that shit, woo-woo. You know what I'm saying? But, hey, you're a grown-ass man.
That you had violated the health and safety protocols and what that process was like for you in coming back and going through that investigation, one, and then secondly, what your communication was like with the team while you were away.
Happy to be back. Happy to be around you guys. Address the team, address everybody that need to be addressed. Now, and move on.
All right, man. The last 2 months have been pretty rough for Kevin Durant basketball-wise. Yes, he can put on an act as if nothing around the NBA affects him and he's completely content with his career, but these dudes are human, so I don't believe none of that. Monday was the celebration/parade of the Warriors' 4th championship in the last 8 seasons. You had Klay Thompson losing his hat on a boat, running over women, Aisha Curry lifting with what looked to be a Stephen Curry dress on, Draymond being all braggadocious. I mean, it was a great drunken time. And then you flip it all the way over to the east side of the NBA. News broke that the Brooklyn Nets and Kyrie Irving are at an...
And the Nets so fucking stupid. Like, who's gonna come to the Nets, bro? Like, really? Who's finna come to the Nets? Unless somebody like 35 years old or something on a veteran deal. Bro, ain't nobody finna be coming to no fucking Nets on a free agency. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can understand like why they try to do what they do, but man, you gotta put your pride to the side, bro. If you got 2 superstars, bro, if you don't sign Kyrie or if you don't get Kyrie back, bro, KD gonna leave. KD gonna step. Better pick your poison.
Impasse with contract negotiations, something I feel like anybody could kind of foresee. Now, I'm assuming this stems from Kyrie wanting longer guarantees, meaning a longer contract, and the Nets, given their previous 3 years with Kyrie, they want something that gives them more leverage because the previous 3 years, they had absolutely none, and Kyrie abused that. Now, quickly, let's recap on why the Nets would and should be hesitant to extend Kyrie to that extent in the first place.
Man, I ain't trying to hear it. I really ain't trying to hear that shit. Cause we all understand why. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know what he finna get into. I really don't want to hear that shit, cause that shit really a broken record. I ain't saying it like it's bad content. It's just I heard so many people talk shit about Kyrie. I know what he represents. I know what's been going on. You know what I'm saying? Y'all feel how y'all feel, but let's get to the real point.
Let's start with the obvious. Kyrie just isn't professional enough to trust with that type of money long term. I respect the hell out of Kyrie on a different dimension, meaning his ideologies, the stuff he does for the community, his
Yeah, I agree with that. My bad, Swish. Okay, you're heading in the right direction.
outlook on the world. I always appreciate deep thinkers, as I'm one myself. But professionally, with a business like the NBA, Kyrie's ways of doing things don't correlate with the business he's in.
I believe
Remember the
that's
season
right.
before last,
I agree.
when Kyrie Irving just randomly took a 7-game pause, came back and said there's things bigger than basketball. Well, first of all, that's the obvious. I feel like we all understand that. But in no
You
job,
shouldn't say that,
business,
though.
corporation
You
could
can't say that.
ever just leave for 7 days without the people paying you being on the same page as to why you left for 7 days. That's what I mean by Kyrie flexing his leverage and the Nets having absolutely none. They couldn't do nothing about that. I still believe the Nets going out and getting James Harden was directly correlated to Kyrie Irving. Sure, they had talks prior to Kyrie Irving having that absence and all that about getting James Harden, but Kyrie's absence and his sporadic behavior, that put him over the top where they felt like they absolutely had to. They needed that insurance. People question Kyrie's love for basketball, and I think that's 1,000% legitimate. One thing you have to remember about that specific situation, he missed those 7 games and went AWOL pretty much for those 7 games. Prior to that, the season opened and he played 6 games. Prior to that, remember, he only played 20 games in the 2019-2020 season. So that means the last time he played basketball was February 1st, 2020. You would think someone that's missed that much time of basketball wouldn't be so willing to miss more time of basketball if they don't have to. And again, yes, we understand there's things bigger than basketball, but everybody in this world can say that in their individual life. You can say there's things bigger than school. Somebody can say there's things bigger than their job, whatever. But we all understand that in the inevitable occurrences of tragedies and family stuff happening, we still have to produce and we still have to be professional to some extent. Kyrie, like I said, he flexes and abuses that leverage because one, fines don't mean a thing to him. He's fucking rich. That doesn't mean anything to him. And 2, the Nets, again, if you're already paying him that guaranteed contract, he can pretty much do what he wants after that. This season, which, again, I've never killed him for the vaccination thing or nothing like that, or his beliefs. I believe they're valid, and his cautions to me are valid. I respect those. But again, it just doesn't mix well with the business of the NBA. His choice to not get it looked even worse when we seen a player pretty much in an identical situation, Andrew Wiggins, sacrifice for his team and get rewarded with a championship.
Yeah.
And he was the undisputed second best player on that championship team. Meanwhile, Kyrie's stuff was just a complete mess. Even if the mandate never made sense, which I always thought it didn't, Brooklyn still had to pay a player damn near 400 bands to not even play, not even suit up. And yes, it was Brooklyn's decision to pay him and not play him for road games, but you understand why. They didn't want split teams.
And they talking about Kyrie Irving. We'll talk about Steve Nash. He can't coach for shit. People not ain't talking about that. Kyrie wasn't getting no plays ran for him in the playoffs in the series against Boston. He was doing one-on-one. You can't do one-on-one every possession in the playoffs, bro. You gotta add some plays, you gotta add some motion. People don't even talk about that. They want to talk about this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Also with Kyrie, we all know he has a deep injury history. Everywhere he's been, in college, Cleveland, Boston, Brooklyn, he's been injured to some extent, and they've all come at the expense of a playoff run, all of them. So with the professionalism problem that you already have with Kyrie, mixed with a deep injury history, and let's not forget the embarrassing history of the Brooklyn Nets. We just seen a team this finals bank off the stupidity of the Brooklyn Nets damn near 10 years ago. So, of course, they don't want to look foolish again.
Some people say our trade-in process feels too easy. They can't believe it's 100% online.
You can most definitely understand their concerns, but they committed to this thing 3 years ago, and they're stuck. Here's why I don't think they can do anything with Kyrie and actually benefit for it. First of all, their roster is not good enough to contend without Kyrie or a replacement star for Kyrie, which they're not getting. The biggest reason they lost so profoundly this year to me was because of how thin their roster was on every level. Losing James Harden for pretty much
Yeah, that. That and Steve Nash don't know how to run no fucking plays, bro. He would just, come on, KD, just save us. KD, Kyrie, save us. Bro, Boston was one of the best defenses I have ever seen on live television, you know what I'm saying? And it seemed like Steve Nash really never made that adjustment, bro. And we got swept for it.
Nothing this year was brutal, and it exposed their lack of depth and versatile size. And Ben Simmons, to me, isn't enough to fill that without Kyrie. Next year, they're going to owe a spot-up shooter, Joe Harris, $18 million, which isn't bad at all. He has some size, and he's a 44% career three-point shooter, so that's not bad at all. But after that, you probably have the second biggest headache in the league, Ben Simmons, who still has his own demons to face, and I don't think offensively he can help you enough if you lose Kyrie Irving. After Kevin Durant, Ben Simmons, and Joe Harris, your roster is just too damn thin to replace him with anything other than an equal value star. You can't replace him with the Clipper scenario. Luke Kennard, Marcus Morris, Robert Covington and stuff. You can't replace him with that. That's not enough. You're going to be wasting Kevin Durant's prime. So for Brooklyn, if you want to not run the risk of making Kevin Durant unhappy, you have to A, keep Kyrie Irving. That's the best case scenario. To me, that's the only case scenario. Or B, get adequate compensation for him, meaning close to star pieces or a star piece for him, which I don't even think is possible because Kyrie's value is too low. Even as talented as he is, the price he's going to ask any team for, nobody's going to pay him for that because they know what he comes with. He's already shown it on every level. So, like I said, Brooklyn.
Yeah, I don't say like, I understand exactly what he means. You know what I'm saying? Kyrie is talented as hell. But I wouldn't say that Kyrie is more of an winning impact player than Steph Curry is. I believe Kyrie is better than Curry, but all time and just winning period, Steph is in a whole other zone. Like, I know that shit. And Kyrie is a superstar, but he comes with a lot of distractions. You know what I'm saying? And he really not even a distracting person. It's just he in the NBA and shit. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't out here producing, like, if you ain't dedicated to the grind like a Kobe Bryant or LeBron James, you know what I'm saying, and you're a superstar, like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? So that's how they pretty much everybody looking at it in a nutshell. And I kind of understand that part, but a lot of these motherfuckers really just ride that nigga nutsack, you know what I'm saying? Like nigga, find some business.
They are stuck.
And the Nets need to get real and pay him.
Westbrook, Kyrie Irving trade scenario is just hilarious.
Oh God, motherfucker talking about some Russell Westbrook. Bro, why would KD want to play with Russell Westbrook? And let's not act like people, motherfucker was one clowning Russell Westbrook the whole motherfucking season, bro. That shit would be funny as hell.
Hilarious to me. I would love for it to happen, but it's not even possible. That would be the Nets going from low value, expensive, but good Kyrie Irving to lower value, even more expensive and not so good for championship contention Russell Westbrook. Why the hell would somebody ever do that? 3 years ago, Kevin Durant arguably made the worst basketball decision of his life. And I ain't even talking about just leaving Golden State. Some people could say that's a bad decision. I personally don't think so. He was trying to create his own legacy. I respect that, if anything. I'm talking about trusting and pairing up with Kyrie Irving. Now you're stuck with Kyrie and Ben Simmons, the two biggest headaches in the league. Like, damn, bro, that's tough. If you guys like this video.
But I do believe, I'm going to say this shit, though. Let's say, this is what I think is going to happen. They're going to pay Kyrie, and I feel like they're going to make a deep playoff run. If not, make it to the finals. That's my honest opinion. The worst case scenario, Kyrie walks, KD gets traded somewhere, and the Nets are over. But we'll see. Y'all let me know how y'all think about this Kyrie Irving situation and how the last season went, how much of a factor that came into fruition, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know what I'm saying, like, some shit is reasonable, I understand, but majority of that shit just really just be a whole bunch of hoopla. You know what I'm saying? So, if y'all like the video, man, I like the video, comment, subscribe, and I'll fuck with y'all tomorrow. I'm gonna make a whole bunch of videos tomorrow and shit. That's just how we gonna rock out. I'm gonna fuck with y'all. I'm out of here, man.